Hello everybody, hello, what's up? It's a girl here, Juliet, and today I am back with yet another beautiful crochet top tutorial. So this is a ribbed tube top that is very easy, and let me tell you, it takes a very short time to make and it is very adjustable to your size. You can as well style it up in your own ways, so let's make it. Alright, so these are the materials that we're going to use. So I'm using robin yarn, which is 100% acrylic yarn. I'll be double stranding. So each of these are 50 grams. So when I double strand, it will be 100 grams. So for my size, I will only need these two. I am size small. So the crochet hook that I'm using is 4mm crochet hook. And then I will also use my yarn needle and my scissors. Alright, so to begin, you're going to chain a number that fits the height of the top that you want, the one that I have shown you in a picture. So I have made a slip knot, and then I'm just going to chain 50 for my size. So you have to measure yours and see what number fits you from your waist to your all the way up your chest, okay? So I hope you've understood that. So I'm going to chain 50. Okay, now we have 50 chains. So let me show you what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to add just one more. So that will be 51, okay? So now we have 51, and then in the second chain from the hook, we are going to start making our slip stitches. So insert your hook, and then you're going to pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on the hook. You're going to pull the first loop into the other loop like that, okay? So that is a slip stitch. So insert your hook, and then you grab the loop and bring it up, and then you're going to pull it up on the very first loop that we have. So that is simply making slip stitches, and that is what we're going to be making the whole of this tutorial. So we will have to get familiarized with these slip stitches, because that is what we'll be doing in each and every row. So check how I am doing it and be familiarized with it before starting the project, okay? So this is our first row of slip stitches. So let me do that until the end of this chain, and then I will let you guys see what we do next. Okay guys, so now I am almost at the end of the row. Let me show you how we'll move to the next row. So make your slip stitch until you reach your very last stitch. That is what we have. That is our first row, okay? So now guys, we're going to do something different. We're not going to chain one and move to the next row. So we'll just move into the very first stitch. Let me show you. This is our very first stitch here. That is where we're going to go into instead of chaining one, okay? So that is way more neat than chaining one. So we will be working in the back loops only from this point. So these are the back loops that I'm showing you. So I will just turn my work this way and then hold the yarn and move into the back loop of the very first stitch. So I need you to look at what I'm doing keenly. So I am going to slip stitch into the very first stitch, which is the back loop of the very first stitch, okay? And we make a slip stitch. So in the second back loop, again we're going to make a slip stitch, and we're going to make slip stitches in the back loops only until we finish the whole of these 50 stitches. So you're going to slip stitch in each and every stitch in the back loops only. So let's go ahead and do that all the way across. Okay guys, so now we are almost at the end of the row, and as usual I'm going to show you how I move. So we have only 2 stitches left, so that's a slip stitch, and then in the very last stitch, back loop of the last stitch, you make a slip stitch. So instead of chaining 1, we're going to move into the next very first stitch in the back loop and make a slip stitch. So check how I am doing that, and make a slip stitch. Do not forget the very first stitch. So you need to place stitch markers if you are a beginner, or just place stitch markers because you can easily lose your stitches. Remember, you have to have 50 stitches in each and every row. So I'm going to go ahead and continue making this. So now you know how to move to the next row. So we're going to just do this until we reach our bust measurement. When you stretch, because it will be something like a ribbing effect, you will have to stretch so that you get the right bust measurement. Okay, you don't want it too large for you. Okay guys, we are done. Look at what we have. Look at the stitches. Oh my god, I love this stitch. Look at how it looks knitted. but this is crochet. So this is how I'm going to count the rows: 1, 2, 3, 4, the visible parts, but those are actually two rows each of them. Okay, so I made 78, so 78 times 2 is 156, and then there was one more at the end, which is now 157 rows. Okay, so that is for my size. You have to do the one that fits your own size. So you will count, or you will measure your bust and do the stitches until you reach your bust measurement. Okay, so you need to find your right side. This is what will mark my right side. So this side is my right side, so I'm going to sew the two parts on the wrong side. So I'm going to turn it that way, and then we are going to sew on the wrong side. So remember how I have shown you, this is what will mark my right side. Okay, so my right side is on the inside, and then I'm going to sew from the wrong side. So let me show you. We are going to sew using slip stitches. So in the very first stitch, you're going to align them, each stitch you're going to sew each stitch with each other. So you go into the very first stitch and the very first stitch and make slip stitch like that. And then in the second stitch, you have to ensure that you align them, the second stitch and the second stitch, and then you make a slip stitch together. So I'm going to do that all the way down, and then I will let you guys see what I have done. So I love this kind of stitch of sewing in because it kind of makes it seamless. I will show you how it looks on the right side. It looks very neat. So this is how it looks on the wrong side, and then let me show you on the inside. So that is how it looks, and I love it that way. So let's continue. So guys, again we are almost at the end of sewing in these two parts of the top. So I'm just going to show you how I am going to end it. So remember, we're just doing slip stitches all the way across, aligning the two together. So after finishing, you're going to chain one and then cut off your yarn, and then you're going to weave in the left ends. So that is basically how you're going to make this beautiful top, and let me show you how it looks on the inside. Imagine you are done just like that. This is the simplest top I have ever made. Look at the seam line. It almost seems invisible. So that is what we have. That is the top. Thank you guys for watching. That is the end of today's tutorial. I hope that you love it just the way that I love it. So see you on the next video. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because I will be uploading some more beautiful stuff in this channel. See you. Goodbye.